I only prioritised watching Speed, the 1994 film, because of Sandra Bullock. I absolutely love her. I think she's fantastic. I watch anything that she is in. But I'm so glad that I had a reason to watch this film because otherwise, I think I might not have actually seen it yet. And I'm really glad I did because it is fantastic. So I won't give any spoilers in this, but I will read the description from IMDb, which is one sentence. And it is: a young police officer must prevent a bomb exploding aboard a city bus by keeping its speed above 50 miles per hour. That's thrilling. That's a fantastic idea. This is directed by Jan de Bont and written by Yost. It won 2 Oscars, an additional 17 wins, and 20 additional nominations. The Oscars it won was Best Sound and also Best Effects. And absolutely, the effects are stunning. It's such a visually beautiful film. Now, I feel like I should comment on the sound because it won an award. But for me, because I watch films, there are kind of two kind of film viewers. Well, three. The third is kind of just the casual film viewer who enjoys it. And out of the two analytical film viewers, there's the one who watches for a narrative. You know, I'm a writer of fiction. I always focus on the narrative. And then there's the person who prefers the technical side of things. So they're more interested in the camera angles, the sound, the special effects, everything like that. I'm in the former category, but I guess the sound is good. I'm not that good at. That's probably my biggest weakness with film reviews. I'm not really that in tune with the sound, but I did thoroughly enjoy this film, regardless. And it does star Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock as Jack and Annie in turn. And as the description suggests, this bus has to stay above 50 miles per hour, and the majority of the film is set on this bus. And if you'd said to me there's a film where the entirety of it is basically on a bus, I might have avoided it because I don't like. Well, I have this known hatred for road trip films because I find that films that are just set in a vehicle never really engage me personally. But this was not the case with Speed at all. It's incredible. I had no idea where the story was going to go. I didn't know how they were going to solve this problem. And of course, there are a lot of stumbling blocks when you have to keep a bus above, and as a city bus, it's not in the countryside. You have to keep it above 50 miles per hour in an area where there are a lot of people and a lot of traffic. You're going to encounter a lot of problems, and problems they do have. It is incredibly thrilling. It's probably one of the most fast paced films I've ever seen, which I guess one can expect given the title. I have no complaints about the narrative. I think it developed well. It wasn't just within the first 5 minutes we know where we're going. It had enough time to kind of set up the different characters on the bus and the different people who would be involved in this journey. But we got to the crux of the problem quickly enough that it didn't feel like the beginning and the setting up was dragging. The pacing, as I said, was absolutely fantastic. The film, according to IMDb, is 116 minutes. This does not feel like a 2 hour long film. It goes by so quickly. I just feel like they've got the pacing perfect for what I expected. I guess what I expected in hindsight, since I had no initial thoughts about what it would be like. It's incredible. Obviously, when you're filming a film that involves a lot of fast action and you're on a bus and everything's very quick, you're going to have to be very clever and, I guess, sneaky with some camera angles to make it look as realistic and believable as possible, and they absolutely did that. I have no complaints with the camera angles. The editing is wonderful. The directing, great. There was nothing particularly about the dialogue that stood out for me. This is very much a visual film. I didn't really care about any of the characters either. Maybe that was not a good thing. I didn't care. I didn't want the bus to crash, but if the bus crashed, there were maybe one or two characters who I thought, well, if you die, I will be upset. But for the most part, I was just concerned about this bus and how they were going to get out of this situation because I had no idea. Beth Grant is also in this. I love her. She pops up in a lot of films and she always makes me smile. Are there any problems with this film? No, I don't think there are. This has a 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb, which is a brilliant score across 325,000 ratings. So it's obviously a very well loved film. and I have seen the second one, and I will discuss that at some point, but I think Speed is just in a league of its own, and I think it's quite groundbreaking as well for the time with the amount of intricacies that it tackled and managed to get across. It's wonderful. If you haven't seen it, even if, like me, you think it's perhaps not a film that would appeal to you, please do give it a go, because I think it's pretty spectacular.